Phil is continuing our search for the sunshine. There's only one place for him today. Of course, it's Italia. Tell us what you're making.
Well, I'm making it... Here it is, a very simple dish of just tagliolini with ham and cheese. That's
Tagliolini.
Tagliolini. Now, Harry's Bar used to serve this, but I've eaten this in Harry's Dolce, as I said earlier, which was a smaller restaurant on the Lido on the outside of Venice.
Lovely.
And it's become a bit more casual. But like all great Italian food, it's just very, very simple. I mean, I'm no expert, but I've eaten there a lot.
And it's
but absolutely delicious.
Yeah. It's the tagliolini reference to the sort of pasta that it is,
yes.
right?
So this is tagliolini. Now, I've got to tell you a good story here. When I was a young chef, we had a hotel and local Italian restaurant didn't have an ice machine. So he used to come and get his ice, and in return, he'd make me tagliolini.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I said, well, maybe semolina, and it's delicious. So it's what they call the cousin to fettuccine or tagliatelle, which is slightly smaller, about 2-3 mil. I mean, please, I'm no expert.
It looks quite rustic too.
But yes, it does, but it cooks very, very quickly.
OK.
So in this pan here, I've got a big pan of boiling water, which I've salted.
Yep.
Tagliolini cooks very, very quickly, so what I'm going to do is pop this into the pan, and that will literally cook whilst we're talking.
And so Harry's Bar is known for this dish, like the vanilla cake, the cloud cake that they have
and
too.
also the Bellini as well. And I ate there a few times, actually, over the years. It's all right. It's nothing special, I don't think.
It's funny, isn't it, though, that a few years ago, we went to Venice, and Annie was desperate to go in, and we went in, and it was lovely, and you had a drink there, but it was more about the history of the place rather than it being a beautiful, extraordinary experience.
Exactly. And the risotto, they do a fantastic risotto as well. I prefer to go to Torcello, where Diana used to go for lunch, and that's a bit cool.
Yes.
Across the lagoon. But there we are. So, the sauce is very simple. Here I've got milk. Yeah. OK? It's a bechamel, which is a white thickened sauce. Now, what they tend to do is put your milk and put your flour in, blah, blah, blah. I don't do that. I mix my butter and my flour together, which is soft.
Why do you do that, though, Phil?
Because I'll show you a reason why. When you make a white sauce, sometimes, if you're not careful, it becomes very lumpy.
Yeah, but you have to cook out the flour, though. That's the thing.
Absolute rubbish.
Is it rubbish?
It's rubbish, Cattini. Listen to the chef.
No, that's amazing, because I always thought you had to cook out the flour. Everybody says cook out the flour.
Unbelievable you'd say that. I'm sorry, Phil.
No.
Let
me tell you.
Embarrassing all of us.
When I was a young chef, they used to tell you that, and I'd think, what are you cooking it out for? Cook it in 5 minutes. It's always rubbish about cooking it out.
5 minutes. OK, but you have to cook...
Right, I'll show you something here.
Go on.
So here I've got milk. I've put my flour and butter together.
Yeah.
In it goes.
Yeah.
OK. Bring that to the boil. Don't have to rush. And you just literally stir that in, and that will thicken with no lumps. As you can see, turn these up a little bit, and that will... There you go.
Yeah, the lumps of...
Make your white sauce.
So as the butter melts, then the flour...
Cooks.
Yeah,
and thickens.
And it's done now, right?
What happens is the molecules break open, the starch comes out, and it thickens it. I mean, it's honestly, there it is.
That's like voodoo.
That is
amazing.
In few seconds. So that has been cooked.
So glad I was here for this.
So that will cook for 2 to 3 minutes. It cooks very, very quickly. Turn that off.
And the tagliolini's done already?
Tagliolini's done already.
Wow, that was
move over to this bowl here.
OK.
This is the way they would do it. Not necessarily the way I would do it. I'd melt the butter. Butter at room temperature.
Yeah.
Sauce goes in onto the butter.
Okay. No lumps, Kat.
Not a lump in sight.
Again, bear in mind, it's a coating sauce. It's not a heavy sauce. Just wants to coat the pasta. Ham or prosciutto, whatever you want, goes into there. I do add salt and pepper at this point, not too much because the ham's salty.
That's not prosciutto, though, is it?
No, it's just cooked ham.
OK.
Nice.
Right, that goes into there. So this is now cooked. That goes on top of there. And all you do is just mix this together. Again, as I said to you, it's a coating sauce. So there's not huge amounts. You just want to make sure that's coated like so. And add a little bit of cheese onto there. And you just mix that in.
Yep.
Into a baking dish.
Yes.
Again, you don't have to be too worried or too prescriptive.
You don't have to butter it or anything before. Okay.
Absolutely.
Do you have to bake it? I'm ready to eat this now.
Well, don't you worry about that, then. Don't you think I've thought about that?
You just want to go face first into it.
Yeah. So that goes into there. Copious amounts of cheese on top, it's up to you.
Oh, my goodness.
Like so. Under the grill, for probably 3 to 4 minutes. And it'll end up like this one here.
Well, if you were on an Italian holiday and you had to slip into a bikini, you might not want to eat this for lunch.
I'll let you have a little taste of that.
Wow.
One of those there. Now, it's not too hot, so you should be OK.
Famous last
more
word.
of that. You taste that, and whilst you're doing
Thank
that,
you, Dal.
I have a little treat for you as well.
Oh.
Do you?
I do indeed.
Oh, now look, suddenly...
Now you're talking. Now you're talking.
Should be white peach juice and Prosecco, but we've got the cordial, which is pretty much getting there this time of year.
And do you put raspberry in too?
I don't normally, but some people do. It's really up to you.
Into the Bellini.
Into the Bellini.
What is a Bellini? What's it made from?
It's Prosecco and white, should be white peach puree, actually, but it's peach juice. This is a cordial. So there we are.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Simple food.
Thank you very much.
Bit of sunshine.
Thank you, Duff.
Enjoy.
It tastes like Italy, doesn't it? That makes delicious.
It's so good. For details of today's recipe, check out that free this morning app.